Hey, fellow Riblets, it's me, Tom from Target Prime Rib. I hope everybody's doing pretty well today. I know I missed doing a live yesterday, but I figured give it a break. So uh, I hope everybody's doing well. I just saw a lot of you on with Dr. Kiltz. That was a pretty good show, Sally Norton. Um, I don't really follow Sally that much, to be honest with you, but I do know of her, and she seems like a pretty incredible person. Let me go into comments. Sandy, how you doing? I knew you'd be the first one here. You never disappoint. Hey, Rick, how are you doing today? I didn't see you with Dr. Kiltz today. At least I don't think I did. So did you guys miss that I didn't do a live yesterday? Oh, okay. But I'm guessing it's working now. So you guys ready to see tomorrow to see Aaron on with Kilts? Hey, Josephine, how you doing? Yeah. Um, I did. I kind of suspected it was that. So, I did ask a follow-up question to it though. She was saying about doing the black tea. I was just wondering if black coffee would actually be also something that would help. Yes, and me on Sunday with Mitch, and you next week with Mitch. And I'm actually going to also be on um, with Cindy DiMaccio. Um, Erin was actually on last week, and I'm going to be on with her tomorrow. It's pretty much for all of us, for the three of us at least. You know, I mean, I wish we could see you, Sandy, and you, Josephine, but and you guys are always welcome to tell your story on my channel. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I just have, I mean, like, this is my handy dandy back scratcher. I have actually two of them, and I usually bring one with me whenever I have to do rehabs or hospitals or go away. So I probably will bring it with me when I go on the Boston trip, but, yeah, with Lewis, but, um, hopefully I won't need it. So, pretty early in the morning, I guess, right? For me, it's like 7 o'clock. It's 7 in the morning. I know it's for Rick. It's 7 in the morning. I think Sandy, you're 6, right? Be glad, Rick, because yeah, if you have no way to reach it, it can be kind of annoying. I guess is the best way to express it. Did it? I don't. It rained yesterday, but I don't think it's raining right now. I'd have to look out the window. It's in that. It's just my arm. It's like in an area that's like between both arms and stuff. Well, that's cool, Josephine. I'll show that on the screen. Looks like a good time. You do have pretty long arms, so yeah, I could see that. My arms aren't as long. They're a little stumpy, I guess. That's why they invented back scratchers. It's funny. I was in the comments. I was reading, and I don't know if Sandy, if you saw this or not, but Michael Pregler was saying about you know me and him were talking back and forth a little bit, and it kind of made me think about it for a second. On this whole concept of carnivore on is such a simple concept, and it gets so complicated. Ouch. Hello, semi-retired Bob. How you doing? And then we have Feral Grandma. Hello. And correct me if I'm wrong, Wendy, right? Feral Grandma? I keep on forgetting. I do apologize. If you want, you can forget what my name is. So we're even then. Um, wow, I didn't hear about that. Sorry, Bob, about your truck being stolen from you. Holy. Yeah, I can imagine. I can definitely imagine that. Mm. Yeah, you're probably not going to hear anything anytime soon, I would imagine. But it's crazy. Horrible. So, so yeah, so like I was saying, we were talking a little bit about how simple the carnivore, like this whole thing is so simple, and it's such a simple concept, but yet it gets complicated so much. Our bodies, pretty much produce, the cholesterol and does everything. And why would our bodies be made to hurt us? Yet yet it's been fought. And I, I don't know. I'm kind of like a loss for words with it. Like it's heavy in my head, but you know, anybody have any thoughts on it? Like why does society complicate things so much when it's really a simple concept? So you don't love your door at night? Why don't you love your door at night, Sandy? I know what you're saying. You don't lock your door at night. I was gonna say that poor door. Sandy doesn't love it. That's so sad. All right. Well, this is the normal. Not too many people here, but if anybody is interested, I will put in the chats if anybody wants to join me and have. Okay. So, yes, I totally agree. We just keep on finding ways to harm ourselves. And, you know, when, you know, when nature and God gave us the way. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's one reason why I love my door too. It keeps mosquitoes out. It also keeps pests out and crazy people. Um, but it usually does help to lock the door to keep crazy people out. Excuse me. So, so Sandy, were you like wondering where I was at yet, like yesterday? Do I carry Thomas? Um, no, usually I just well, it depends how you look at it. You know, I don't fall on the ground or anything like that, so I guess I carry myself up. But I want to show that. I think it might be the latter. I think he I think he does have a warped sense of humor. I really do. Oh, okay. That's good. Mm. So, what do you guys think about me doing instead of doing it every day, like maybe doing like every other day, or just like a couple times a week, like, or do you like it better with the daily, at least 5 days a week, and then still the Wednesdays every 2 weeks during the month? So, been sorry about that. So I've been my sugars have been a little bit higher lately. Um, right now they're at 149. They were a little bit high. They were like about 160 before. Um, Not sure what's going on there. I have lowered my insulin a little bit, so I'm wondering if that might be the indication, but I don't really know. It's all good. It's probably just adjusting. And it hasn't gone any higher than the 160. It's the highest it's gone. That's always good to know, Wendy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I always like to try to not revolve it, but I try to accommodate around other people, but it's kind of hard, and also around my work schedule, like, not just my work schedule, but my sleep part of it. So, oh, okay. Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. My picture doesn't look very good because I'm on my phone rather than downstairs at my computer.
You look fine.
Um, but I wanted, when you started talking about your sugar there, I wanted to jump on here real quick.
Okay.
Are those the morning readings or throughout the day?
It's throughout the day.
Okay, because there is a thing called the dawn effect,
Yeah.
and as long as they're staying fairly stable, it's the big spikes and the big valleys that can cause the problems. As long as it's staying fairly stable, you're in fairly good shape.
Good.
Yes, I personally, I'm not a doctor, but I would like to see them end up a little bit lower than what they are.
Mm,
But the 140-ish area is not really doing heavy damage to your tissues.
good.
It's when you eat sugar and you get the big spikes up to 180, 190, 200 plus that you can really see damage. So you should be fine.
Excellent. Excellent. I mean, you worry about it because of the past, but yeah,
Yeah, no, I understand. It's very easy to worry about things like that.
right, right. But
But
it's comforting to hear like what you just said. So, um, you know,
yeah, yeah, you're doing great, Thomas. The whole thing is keeping your blood sugar stable. I know I already said that, but
well,
it
it's worth repeating.
and yeah, I mean, and yes, it matters that it ends up getting lower overall,
Hmm.
but it's really the big spikes that do damage. So as long as your readings are all not only staying stable but slowly going down, because you said they were up to like 160 before, and now they're
Earlier this morning when I first woke up with kilts, they were at about 160, 162, like around there. Now they're going down. So,
yeah, that's that 160, 162 is the dawn effect. When you first wake up,
right.
gluconeogenesis gives a surge of
Cortisol.
glucose in your system to help
Right.
wake you up.
Mm.
So that's not pathologic. That's physiologic.
Right. In other words, it happens to everybody, basically. Like every
Yes,
species
yes, it
is
happens
right.
to everybody. When you first wake up in the morning, if if you were to jump out of bed and test your sugar right then and there, when you first wake up, that's when it's going to be its highest.
Okay.
Um, and if it's going down over the day, I would check it just before you eat your first meal.
Right. Well,
And
I have
that's
the
that.
CGM, so I just push the button and I see exactly what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as you're seeing a fairly steady line on your CGM
Yeah.
and nice gentle curves as opposed to spiky curves, you're doing fine.
Okay. I mean, that's good to know that, I mean, I know I was talking to Dr. Phil from SBG, and he thinks I'm becoming more insulin sensitive. So he was thinking, like, 'cause for a while there I'd have like really high, and then like an hour later it'd be like down, like it would go from like 150 and then go down to 56, like it would just like drop. So he thought the insulin that I had was taking, it was too much. It's just, so he like talked to your doctor, which I tried to. I tried to make an appointment with him and trying to talk to him, but the doctor was like, "Oh, we'll wait until July when you actually get tested." I'm like, okay. I can't force the doctor to see me. So,
No, but if you really want to know, there is a thing called Own Your Labs.
okay, yeah, yeah, I've heard of
You
that.
can,
It's you do that online, right? You order it and then it comes to the
yeah,
house.
you just go to a local lab and they draw your blood and then they send it in and do all the testing. It's
Yeah.
a normal panel for stuff you want to get's going to cost somewhere between 50 and $100, which, for peace of mind, if you're worried about that kind of stuff,
Not
it's
really.
not
I
a
mean,
bad
I'm
investment.
not. You know, I kind of know the insulin has to be lessened because it's kind of obvious. But like it's the dosage that they have me on. Obviously, I don't need that much of a dosage anymore because it was crashing me down to like
Yeah,
the full amount. And you don't need to you know I'm trying to think of a good expression, but I can't really think of it right
yeah.
now.
Well, it's
um
not rocket science. If
no,
you're
it's
if you're
not.
not if you're not eating all the carbs, you don't need as much insulin.
Right.
And if you've got a CGM, you can see where you're at.
Exactly. you know
So,
So I mean, the fact that if he wants to wait, I mean, July is when I'm due to get my A1C checked. So I can see why he's thinking July because he wants to get my A1C and see if it gone down. That's probably what he's looking at. Is my
mhm.
guess. But I I kind of know. So I kind of did the N equals one and just kind of like took it upon myself to go from 15 units of short acting to more like 10 units, like just lessen it um, a little bit, and it seems to be working. I mean, and I
Yeah, I
also
mean,
noticed too that stuff like walking down the stairs, actually helps bring my sugars down, like, which is weird, but like I understand why it happens, but it happens more when I walk down the stairs than it does if I walk around the park. So
yeah. Well, on the stairs, there's a small muscle in the back of your leg. If you
okay,
search for it, there's a Dr. Barry video about it. But there's a small muscle that if you sit with your feet flat in front of you and raise your heels off the floor while keeping your toes on the ground, it's one of the small muscles down there that gets activated when you do that motion. That is unique in the human body, that it does not keep any glucose storage. So to fire, it pulls glucose straight from the bloodstream.
wow, I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
And you can do that exercise
Like
if
even
you're
sitting in a chair right now, I could probably.
yeah, if you sat there and did it enough, you can lower your blood sugar with that motion. It's not a lot, but it is little because small muscles
It's
don't
enough.
use that
It's
much.
still significant. I mean, it's still a
Yeah,
significant information.
even a couple of points is significant.
Right. That's what I mean. So that's pretty cool. You know, it's high.
Yeah. Well, I will let you go so you can get back to your crowd of people watching,
No, it's always a joy to
and
have you. So,
I will catch up to you guys later. I got to go truck shopping this afternoon.
all right. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it.
Mhm. Bye.
Bye. So that was pretty cool. Thank you, Bob, for helping me there. Um, so I'm actually going to go back into the chats and see what I missed. Um, uh, a Dr. Rick is somebody that pretends to know more about you than you do. Is that good? Hello, Jerry. How you doing? Thank you for coming. Golf season's underway. So that's pretty cool. So if anybody else wants to come on here and say hello or whatnot, um, you are more than welcome. Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, I don't have any cars right now or anything. I haven't driven in a while, but it's it's scary. So, oh boy. So, so I hope everybody's doing pretty well today. Hope you know. So I still don't know. I I'm having not really difficulty with work, but I know the new manager. She wants to. And I told her I can't really handle the 8 hour shifts, the long shifts without breaks in between and stuff like that. And of course, with this job, you can't really. So it's better for me just to do 4 hours at a time rather than 8 hours. So as you guys know, I'm supposed to be working 4 hour shifts instead. Now this is where the situation is. Her, she wants to do it where it's because she's basing it on what the other manager was going to do, and it just never went to fruition. But she wants to do um, either 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. or 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., which most likely is going to be the 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. So obviously, you guys aren't going to see me with Dr. Kiltz or anything like that, and I might miss part of Mitch if he's doing it at 8:30 in the morning, or even Aaron. But this is this is where like, and that's actually perfect schedule for me. I mean, I don't like the idea of missing anything, but um, on my sleep because 4 a.m. I could go to bed at 8 o'clock and I have enough sleep, and I don't have to like change my sleep pattern in order to work. And it's 4 days, so it goes throughout a lot more of the week. If I could do five, I'd like to do five, and eventually bring up, you know. But it's funny. She has a new assistant manager, and I guess he's kind of being a little bit of a jerk about things. And she's the one who made the hours, even though they benefit, even though I agree with them and everything like that. She's the one who made the hours. And, it's funny how, trying to think of the wording. Like he goes to me and he's like, "Do you think this really benefits us for you to do these?" And I'm like, "Well, this is the hour she chose." Like I didn't stand. I just said to her, I said, "I can't work 8 hours." How she approached the 4 hours, that was her. And I just find it funny that yeah, well, doesn't really matter. for 3 days. That's not bad. $600. Was it a nice room, Sandy? That's cool. All right, so let's put this on the screen. Rick, why do they call it hurricane season? If you shouldn't shoot at it, you can't eat it. Okay. I actually find that to be very cruel, hurricanes, because anybody with a cane really can't hurry. I'm sorry. I know when I had a cane, I couldn't go fast. So, I mean, the fact that you're rushing them is all these are. That was a bad joke, I know. That's almost as bad as like, if, like people from Russia must be in a hurry. Mm, that's so quiet. That's my fault. I just can't think of anything. It was great that Bob came on. That's always pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I think that schedule would definitely work for me. You know, I just found it weird that and he's a pretty new, like like it's up to the manager where she wants to put people and stuff like that, and for the hours, it's not up to him. And for him to give like that lectorial tone to me, it's always annoying when people like to lecture you. You know, which I'm going to actually look at my. So, um, does anybody have any plans for today or anything like that? Hello, Brees. How you doing? I know I've seen you many places actually, but you're in the group with me with Healing Humanity, correct? It's a good plan, and usually you're scheduled to do that, right? Bed, sleep. Well, I hope. Big day. Okay. Do you have any other paintings in the works there, Josephine? I love the one that you did for me, and I know Erin loves the one that you did for her. Cool. I know I've seen you there 1,000 times, Breeze. Is this your first time here on my channel? On this exciting channel? um, well, I bought I bought basically just bought 3 pairs of pants, Sandy. I rolled the dice. I didn't know what size I was going to be, but since I can't really get to the store and I have to order things to come online, I was just like, you know what? I know I'm not a 44. I don't think I'm a 42, so I'm going to go one step down and do a 40. And I figured the worst case scenario is if it didn't fit, I would get it. It would fit eventually, you know. So I got them, and they fit. I mean, the jean shorts are a little tight in the waist, but I would say another 5 pounds, or like another inch of loss around my stomach or my belly would probably definitely do. Um, would probably fix. Would probably like they'd be perfect, and around my legs and stuff like that. And looking at the jeans, they okay. I feel that they should that they're a little loose in the leg area, but they do fit. I know that they're not going to last for too long because I'm going to lose too much weight. Not too much weight, like I'm not going to lose. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to lose more weight, and they're going to become obsolete, which is good. Well, that sounds good. Yeah, I was going to fast, but unfortunately I broke it yesterday, around 3 o'clock. I still want to fast. I just my body, I guess my brain or body's just not communicating that fact. So something's getting to where I do need to eat something. So um, I probably will eat today, and probably you know I'm wondering if maybe what I should do is get used to the new schedule first, and then once I'm used to it, once I have my body used to that and everything, my mind and my brain, then maybe incorporate doing an extended fast. But I'm not really as interested in extended fasts than I was before. I think I'm better off just doing at the very least an OMAD, which is what I did yesterday. I just basically did Oh no, I did do a 2 mag yesterday. I had something afterwards, but that's pretty much the extent of it, to get that extra fat in me and everything. But I want to find out definitely what my schedule is going to be. Like, I suspect it's going to be the 4 to 8 a.m., but I don't know for sure. So here's a quick question. So I'm doing some videos and stuff like that, and as you know, the reason why I do the lives is because I'm running out of thoughts, content. What would you want me, like? Is there anything you guys would want me to talk about, like want me to figure out and stuff like that? Any interests um, that come up? Yeah, it does get easier and easier as you go along. I do agree, Brees. I mean, my longest unintentional fast was 9 days, but my longest fast that I meant to do was 5 days. Um, I think 5 days is a good marker. Normally, I do 3 days is definitely pretty good. Even a 24-hour fast gives the benefits, and intermittent fasting definitely helps. I think. I mean, my normal eat schedule is my eating window is about 4 to 6 hours a day. So even then, I'm still kind of doing a fast. So, um, yeah. Like even yesterday when I had the 2 meals, I actually started at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then my last meal was around 5. So that's not even, I mean, some people might consider that OMAD because it's within a two. I think they say if it's like within a 2 hour time frame, it's considered OMAD. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think that's what I heard. Yeah, I think it's good to keep your body guessing when it comes to that, Wendy. Not to stay so stringent, like, not to do the same thing over and over again, like change it up. You're in the duck and iguana gang. That's good, Rick. So, all right. So I'm going to put it out there one more time. I keep on forgetting I already copied it. I just have to paste it now. The dig. What's the dig? I was always digging. Yeah, I don't know if this movie was about. I don't think it was actually about that, but I don't know. Like you saying that reminds me of the movie Holes, like the horror movie. Oh, the Duck Iguana Gang. Okay, that's dig. I can dig it. Sorry, I'm laughing at my own jokes. I've gotten to that point now where I laugh at my own jokes. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? That is true. I guess, I think my walking videos are pretty good. And if something comes into my head, I think my thought, I think that's good. It's just sometimes things don't go into my head, which doesn't sound too good, but it's true. Yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, I think that you bring up a good point, Wendy. I think that that might be why so many of us so many of us was tricked. And Rick, I know you weren't, but so many of us fell for the standard American diet and everything like that, even though logic was right in front of us, because we didn't, like, I think as a whole, I think people just don't really want to think. They just, and I think that's why your hot dog videos get better reviews than any thoughts that you have. You know, I mean, that's just a thought. So that probably won't get a good review. I don't know. So it is what it is, right? I know the truth. You know the truth. We all know that the carnivore diet is helping us out, and everything. And I probably will be going downstairs soon because it's again getting hot in here. Um, all right. Well, I do value that you guys came on, and I think that I'm going to be ending the live. All right. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you guys later on in different forums. I'm not sure what's going on today. Before I go, does anybody know if there's any lives going on today? Like, is Aaron doing a live later, or anybody? See you, Breeze. Okay, that's fine. I'll look it up. I'll see you guys. I try. Oh yeah, no, I know about their thing. Yes. No, I didn't know if there was anything earlier in the day, Breeze. Yeah, for me it's 7 o'clock. I know you do 1 8-hour live, Rick. I know. It's a good job to you. All right. Thank you again for coming, everybody. This is Target Prime Rib. Over and out. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to say goodbye to each other.